Hey, yo, it's me. It's me. It's RVE. What's up, Dinesh and gentlemen? This is RVE with the Heelcast. We didn't give you a show last week, so we're giving you two within a couple of days here this week. Um, I haven't heard the last one, but am going to be, of course, because why wouldn't I? Uh, but I've got with me this week, I've got the one and only Fap and Hurls.
No. Enough games this week. I can't believe I even agreed to do a show with this Benedict Arnold on here. This guy is a disgrace. He should not be on the Heelcast no more. Get him the hell out of here.
Well, Hurls, I was going to ask if you wanted to do the honors of introducing our other co-host this week.
You know what? Goldberg, you sold out. You knew you sold out. You were paid off. The hints were being dropped the last month, and I knew it. I knew you were a traitor. I knew you were a WWE fanboy. Admit it.
Well, I'm sitting here in my Roman Reigns shirt that I just purchased the other day. Just got here this morning. And I got another one. So, RVE, I might have to send one your way.
Maybe you can convince me at the end of this show. Who knows?
I'm all in on convincing because I think I have quite the case that WWE right now is the best company going.
I don't know that I want to hear this. The WWE dude becoming the WWE dude sounds about as awesome as a terribly botched slam dunk Meltzer driver from earlier today. But we'll see this and possibly dig into this.
RVE. I have hope for you. Hurls is I don't have any hope for him. Just we can't get him off that Impact train. But or as Tony Schiavone referred to it as TNA tonight. If anybody saw that,
I did not hear that actually. That's what I get for trying to watch this half of the show at work. So, but anyways, gentlemen, are we gonna hop into this news?
Let's go.
Can we coexist here? Hurls is about to die in a hurricane, by the way. So if Hurls suddenly vanishes, it's because he's dead.
I haven't heard him talk in the last minute. You good?
Hurricane, tornado. There's a couple things I have to watch out for. WWE dude ruining this show. Got to watch out for that too. So let's go. Let's hop in the news. I'm pissed.
Goldberg enjoying the WWE has literally ruined Hurls' boner pills.
I think we're
tonight. All business.
He hasn't fapped since Saturday.
Gosh.
Well, I guess Sunday morning and afternoon. Let's be honest. Before you guys started the recording on the first show, that just came out about an hour and a half ago. By the way, 2 hours, 2.5. Check it out. So, from what I understand, you guys covered a lot of this on the first show, but we're going to go over it again anyway, because why the fuck not? But over the weekend, this somehow, how and on God's green earth did this trend over WWE and UFC over the weekend? But Matt Cardona went into Game Changer Wrestling and defeated Nick Gage, who we'll be talking about later on again, to become their world champion in a death match. He's since gotten threats from that lovely, as you can assume, very highly educated and classy, sophisticated group of GCW hardcore fans for Nick Gage to kill Chelsea and death threats to Cardona. I haven't seen the match yet. I know there's a link that my buddy sent me. I'm actually going to watch it. But Hurls, what was your take on this?
Well, it was it was a proper. This thing's been going on for a while, and it's amazing what happens when you actually build up a feud. But what really got this ball going was Dave Meltzer commenting about it, and basically the fans' reaction of throwing a bunch of trash in the ring. But I thought Mr. Hollywood over there, Mr. Sellout, was actually going to like this match because they threw a lot of garbage in the ring, because that's what gets Goldberg to pop these days, is some garbage being thrown. But I was wrong about that. He apparently doesn't like this type of garbage. But I think those two things really started getting the Twitterverse starting to pop for this match. And obviously to look at Cardona and how cut up he was after, and see his white T-shirt all soaked in blood. I think that's one reason I absolutely hate these type of matches. So I did not see the match. I don't know if I want to, because we're going to talk about it later tonight. That stuff even made me kind of squirm a little bit. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, why this thing got so popular.
Goldberg, what's your take on it?
Well, my former friend Hurls is right. I mean, I do like when garbage is thrown in the ring, but in this instance, didn't love it. I'm not on board with throwing full beer cans at a guy at a wrestling show. I mean, it seems over the top. These guys, they have their little 200 to 250 people fan base that pack that little tiny place that they perform in. And I think Cardona's out of his fucking mind for even doing that match. I mean, the whole thing, I'm not interested in watching the match. I think it's stupid, and I have zero interest in watching it. But I will give Cardona credit for, I guess, going through with it and milking it afterwards on Twitter. So, I'll give him credit for a couple things, but I think he's fucking nuts for doing it.
I'm going to agree with you. I think Cardona was insane for doing it. I thought he was going to get killed, embarrassed. I was surprised that he won. I didn't think they'd have him go over. The garbage in the ring, it was, reminiscent of the NWO days of WCW. Although
it was a little more.
Let's be honest, like wrestling fans are never going to be known as the smartest bunch, but this is a whole different level of stupid fan. The people that are into this and see it as a good thing. So I don't think it was really him being a heel turn. I think it was them just being mad that Cardona won. And, it's full beer cans and shit like that. It's a little too far. Death threats a little too far. It's scripted wrestling. If you don't think Nick Cage is going to get that belt back eventually, you're out of your mind. But then again, these people aren't the brightest bunch. Look at what they're into. I think Nick Gage is garbage human being. Garbage wrestler from what I've seen. Obviously the stuff he does is literal garbage. I'm a fan of
He's not really a wrestler. Let's call him what he's not really a wrestler. So.
Yeah, it was pretty apparent today he doesn't know how to work an actual match. This is backyard complete garbage.
It's just throwing weapons.
Yeah. It's weird though, because I figured you would be a fan from what I hear. WWE is literally just throwing garbage in the ring, and apparently you're a big fan of it nowadays.
I'm gonna save my rebuttal to that a little later.
But I will say though, man, Cardona is winning me over. Like I was like, fuck Zack Ryder. That's how I felt. And just thought he was a joke and a bum. But the dude's actually really winning me over with Impact and now actually doing this shit. His tweet that he put out that was like, I used to be just like you guys. I love professional wrestling. And then I, started having sex and having a life and started doing something to achieve my goals. That cracked me up. I don't even think it was heel heat per se. It was just like being honest about the fan base that he's now catering to there in that indie scene. So props to Cardona. I do think he's insane.
You hit the nail on the head with what you said, not about the garbage WWE.
I'm pretty sure I was accurate there.
You hit the nail on the head with, they were not mad that they were mad that Nick Cage lost the title in a scripted wrestling event, and that's why they were throwing full beer bottles at this grown man, which is an embarrassment. And if I was Cardona, I don't give a fuck how it makes me look. I would never go in that arena again.
Yeah, and I think it made him more mad as to who he lost it to as well. Because let's be honest, it's Zack Ryder. It's woo. It's a pretty boy with a hot fiance who used to fuck another hot fiance.
Who's twice the size of that coke head Nick Cage. So.
It's actually pills. I'm sure he's done plenty of coke too. Have you guys seen the dark? Am I the only one here that's seen the dark side of the ring on this guy?
Well, you are.
My plan was to binge watch that tonight, but I'm stuck here with you two.
If you're looking for something to watch, I got a couple WrestleManias I could hook you on to.
Yeah, no, thank you.
There's a couple WrestleManias I'd like to watch too. As much as people shit on WrestleMania 9 and 11, it's really better than anything after 23. That's for sure. So There's some WrestleManias I'd love to watch too. I watched WrestleMania 8 just the other day.
Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy versus the Usos. Who wins?
Hopefully the Usos. To be honest, I think all four are garbage, but it's Marco Stunt. He takes the cake.
I got more of those. I got more of those throughout the show. Just gonna show some examples of grown men against little boys.
All right. When you're done talking about the Miz, let us know. All right, gentlemen. Well, I came to play because I'm awesome, and I do reality TV show for teenage skanks. Let's see what else is in the news. Oh yeah, there's this rumor. I don't know if it's news, but there's a lot of speculation and rumor going around that both CM Punk and Bryan Danielson are headed to All Elite Wrestling. Is this a quote-unquote game changer? We'll go to the WWE dude himself so he can tell us it's not.
It's absolutely not. But I will say one thing. This is the kind of thing, like we talked about the other night, this is the kind of thing that will make me tune in the first time they debut, but it's not going to hold viewers. And the discussion, RV, I'd like to ask you, is there anybody in wrestling today who you think could debut in another company and not make people change the channel just for one night and see their debut and see they do nothing in the company they're about to go to? But do you think there's anybody who can jump to another company right now and make you turn the channel and consistently watch them? I mean, I guess it relies on the booking, but
Absolutely.
who?
Your time is up. Your time is now.
Well, yeah.
You can't see me. The time is now.
He's the only one.
He is the only one.
And Hurls, we talked about that the other night. Did we come up with anyone else?
You can say Brock Lesnar, but no.
I think we just said Cena, didn't we?
I think it was only Cena.
So
I mean, they can get the Rock.
No, I don't think that. Yeah, we did say the Rock, but we said he's not. He's not a wrestler anymore. Right. So we did mention him though. But to me, this is not a game-changing move, and this is already a stacked. Well, this is already a full roster. So I think it's just two more guys that they're going to have no idea how to book. And I'm going to let Hurls take his view on CM Punk because I know he's got a strong one.
I've probably since 2008, 2009, I have not been a big fan of CM Punk. I think the guy is kind of a prima donna. I didn't mind when he cut his podcast with Cole Cabana and, talked all that stuff, but I just think the guy thinks he's way better than he is, and he doesn't look in the greatest shape right now, and I just don't see this being a great signing, but he could definitely talk. I'll give him that, but I think Bryan Danielson, is the better signing between these two because I think he's got more to give than CM Punk.
I agree.
I just don't see this panning out, but I could be wrong too. So.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Bryan Danielson's a better pickup and signing. It's been a long time since Punk's been in the ring. I do think he's a prima donna as well. And let's be honest, when you go off to do real fighting and get embarrassed by
Mickey
the
Gall.
worst. Yeah, Mickey Gall's not the worst UFC has to offer, but the other guy, Mike Johnson or whatever that he got beat by, yeah, that's the worst UFC had to offer. It's hard to book you. At least, I mean, fuck, I used to say that, but kayfabe's dead. Let's just be honest.
Uh-huh.
It would be tough for me to book you as a champ or like this unbeatable guy that you were in wrestling because, hell, it's going to make wrestling look inferior to MMA, but we know how the times have changed. He looks terrible from the last photo I saw. I think it was in the chat. It said something about like this guy looks like he's about to come in and challenge Sting to a game of bingo. Without the beard, he looks about 76 years old. He really does, and brittle. Bryan Danielson, on the other hand, God damn, has it really been like 7 or 8 years? But he was becoming a huge thing that WWE tried their best to hold back because he was becoming a huge thing. He does have the ability, and it's, again, all that momentum is gone, but this is a guy that can really get over and has gotten more creative as the years went on. and he can wrestle like the best of them. Granted, he's small. He's not a heavyweight. If you told me he could beat up Brian Cage, I'd tell you you're out of your fucking mind. But I think he is, if anyone's going to be a game changer, it's him. I think he's one of these small people that could make a difference. And look, is this going to take away? Is this going to get them 2 or 3 million views? No, it's not. The two of them together isn't going to. They're not going to crack 2 million views. They might get about 1.5 million if they're both debuting on the same day. I don't know that it lasts consistently because let's be honest. Yeah, you're right. They don't know how to book Christian. They don't know how to book Sting. It's just all over the place. There was one guy that came back from the Dark Order today. I had no idea he was even gone. It's not like I care, but I do think this is the biggest switchover that's happened in a long time, though. This is honestly, it's about as big as it can get right now.
Who's the guy that returned from the Dark Order?
The guy Griggs likes, I think. I think it was Adam Silver or something.
John
Silver. I can't remember the name.
Adam Silver's nephew.
Yeah. Press 10. Actually, no, it was Brody Lee that returned tonight. That's who it was.
Oh God.
Yeah, my bad. We go low here sometimes.
When you go low, I'm going high.
When you go low, I'm getting high. It's a big deal, but it's not a huge deal, I guess. I think it's bigger than the WWE dude over here is going to go.
I'm more interested in Hoovie's debut next week. So.
We can't wait to talk about the return of the juice.
Well, I just want to say, clearly, there's still people that want to see CM Punk we can talk about it tonight when Tony Schiavone, just said the word Chicago. There's still people that care about him. So
yeah, they're stupid fan base.
But we'll see. We'll see. I just don't see that being a long-term success, but who knows?
Chicago's not the most respectful of towns, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Or the smartest bunch. No offense, Chicago, but if you live there, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Liberalism is ruining your city.
And the state.
Yeah. Let's see. Gentlemen, was there any more news? Was there another story we were going to cover?
Don't believe so.
The only thing I wanted to mention, I just wanted your pick. RV, did you see the Bound for Glory teaser?
Of course, and I'm excited.
What? I just wanted your thoughts on what do you think that show's going to be?
I don't think it's going to be the huge deal that it could possibly be. I think you'll see people from all companies in there. I think that the main event will be Omega against either Josh Alexander or Jay White. I think you'll see probably some one or two from the NWA, one or two from New Japan, maybe some of the lower name AEW stars. I don't think you'll see John Moxley or Chris Jericho or MJF or any of the elite other than Omega. But I think you might see like a Matt Hardy, Kazarian, a Christian Cage, someone along those lines.
I wouldn't be disappointed if Christian Cage made a surprise appearance. So
it'd be nice to see him come get that Hall of Fame induction and have a match.
That would be cool.
If they brought in all those Impact guys, Christian, Matt Hardy, Christopher Daniels. If they did something Kazarian, something interesting like that, man, that would be cool. But they will never do that. We have to see Jay Black in the main event.
And when I say
nobody knows who he is.
Well, apparently he's the leader of the Bullet Club, and he's big to some people, but to us, no. To some people who really like Dave Meltzer, I'm sure he's a big deal.
They've gone full blown indie in Impact, and they shouldn't even call themselves Impact anymore. They don't have.
I think they've been full blown indie for a while now, unfortunately.
Now they really are, though, bringing in all these guys from New Japan. They are full blown indie. This is not you. You don't have your homegrown Impact talents. They have one right now, Josh Alexander. If you want to call him, I don't even know. It's not like he's been there for that long. I think they're a couple.
2 years probably.
Come on, man.
2,
But
3.
PD,
2, 3.
I mean, but I'm saying he's not in a major storyline, PD. Like they don't have those mainstream Impact / TNA guys that they've built, and they're abandoning building their own guys for these stupid guys that nobody fucking knows.
I mean, I would say Callahan and Moose are TNA Impact guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
and
but
Alexander definitely is.
They both got
WWE. WWE buried Callahan. Okay, you stop right there, WWE.
No, nobody
All right.
even knows he was in WWE.
Yeah,
I forgot that he was.
Thank you, because I didn't know either until Hurls just said it. Well, I shouldn't say I didn't know.
They didn't use him.
I forgot.
They didn't use him.
Just said it. Yeah, but
they didn't use him. Period.
The two guys you just mentioned, Callahan and Moose, both buried in the last few pay-per-views, especially Moose. Well, we always make fun of Callahan. The guy hasn't won a meaningful match in years.
Hurls, I'm sure you can have an argument somewhere.
How could he argue that Callahan has not won a meaningful match in years, and Moose is so far buried that to me, it's almost like I don't think he can come back from this. Really, like I don't think he can come back from it. It's almost like Tessa Brian Cage buried. Hornswoggle Brian Myers buried.
Oh Jesus, we're still on this again, aren't we?
Is Moose buried? Yes.
You know what? Your damn favorite company invented Hornswoggle. What are you going to say about that now, huh?
And he got a pop back. Is Moose buried? Yes or no?
I'm not liking how they're booking Moose, but I will not say he's buried.
Come on, he's so buried. I'm
gonna go with Hurls. I don't think he's buried, but
please. He lost
he's
to
ruined.
Rich Swann. He lost to Rich Swann and Chris Sabin, two guys that if you put them together shouldn't be able to beat him. If you had them on each other's shoulders, they shouldn't be able to beat him.
That is a good point.
Thank you.
Did Rey Mysterio beat Kevin Nash in WCW?
That's dumb as fuck. That doesn't one stupid thing doesn't excuse another. That's retarded.
Well, I just want you to be consistent. That's all.
Consistent. I like believable wrestling, which is why I didn't like the main event in AEW tonight.
Did Kevin Nash come back and destroy Rey Mysterio though?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He throw him
did Moose come back and destroy Rich Swann?
Yes, he did.
When?
The Impact afterwards.
Nobody watched that.
You know what? Take back your memories of having any fun in the Impact Zone.
I was in the Impact Zone when it was TNA. I am not an Impact Wrestling. I am a TNA original fan.
I definitely prefer TNA original. That's for sure.
I mean, who doesn't? Let's review this show.
All right.
Wait, hold on.
What? Somebody died?
No, Hurls is still with us. Hurls is God damn it, a hot street corner take.
Yes.
Could you have butchered the name of that any
right.
words? You can't just say Hurl's Hot Corner. Like, it's pretty simple.
No, it's the hot street. It's the hot street corner when RV's on. It's the hot corner when he's not on. But this week's hot street corner was what is the most iconic wrestling T-shirt of all time?
Me and Hurls were pretty much in agreement with this before you answer. Just to let you know.
Austin 316.
We had that number 2.
That was number 2.
Did NWO?
Yeah.
NWO. Yep. Well,
pretty much.
Okay, WWE guy. Why don't you say what your NWO shirt was?
I had the wolf pack and he had the black and white.
I had the black and white. I actually have a Wolfpack shirt now. I wish I still had my black and white.
Is it? So I had the one with their faces on it.
That's pretty legit.
I had the same shirt as well, actually.
I actually had that one too, to be honest.
Yeah, with the wolves in the background. Yeah.
Yeah. That to me stuck out as like a top shirt of all time.
I would say number 3 is probably the 2 words for you suck it shirt.
That's a good one. We didn't even bring that up.
We didn't put DX in our top 5. We put Macho. I think we did the Hulkamania, yellow and red.
The purple macho.
We did purple macho with the sunglasses.
I've got that.
And then I think we were kind of like
the TNA Hulk Hogan chain shirt.
I did the Mr. Anderson Pro Wrestling is Real. People are fake.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
I think
Earl.
that's no. He had not my top 5, but he asked me was there a TNA iconic shirt, like one that you could think of, and I said Mr. Anderson one. But the other one I was gonna say is the Four Horsemen. The Four Horsemen shirt.
You know, it should have been the best, the most over shirt in the history of TNA Impact was the Dirty Heel shirt.
Oh, that was a good one.
Just because Dirty Heel should have been amazing.
Beer money.
It didn't last long.
Oh, they did have that sweet beer money shirt, right? With the dollar on it?
Yes.
Yeah, that might be number 1 for me for Impact.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one. I had that back in the day, and I don't know where the hell it is.
That was probably the one Impact shirt I always wanted that I never got a hold of.
I mean, you could probably get it on like eBay or something.
Yeah, I don't want to wear. Who knows what kind of fat Impact nerd, you know what I mean? Has worn that shirt and got fucking mustard stain and.
That's a good point.
Mustard
stain.
Fat stains. Yeah.
It's a solid point.
Tit sweat from a man with big old boobies in it.
Yeah. I had a Christian shirt, a Matt Morgan, a Kenny King, an Austin Aries.
Ooh, you just brought up I would love a main event Mafia shirt.
Yeah, I never got that one.
I think
that was it.
Let me guess. You got a Kenny King shirt in one of those fucking grab bags.
No, I was actually it was a house show, and he had a good match that night, so I was like, I'm gonna get a Kenny King shirt. Why not?
We love you, Don West.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever get any of those grab bag deals from TNA?
I actually bought one at a show, but I never went online and bought one.
I think I got 1 or 2 in my life. The first one I got was really good, and then the second one I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
And that was it.
Like Roxy Laveau or Voodoo Kin Mafia or something like that.
Hey,
I'd be totally cool with the Voodoo Kin Mafia shirt.
Yeah, that was a good group. I don't know. I mean, come on.
I wonder what did you get that you didn't like it?
Shit, I did. Hurls, it's been like 10 years, so it's going to be hard for me to remember. I remember the bag that it came in, or like the bag that you get with it, you can like hardly fit like a DVD or a book in there. It's like sweet. Not only would I never be not only would I never be fucking caught dead in public with this thing to start with, but it's literally useless for anything in the house. I'm pretty sure like the DVD selection, because and the problem with me is I had a lot, but it was, you know what, they gave me the goddamn Jeff Jarrett anthology, and I was like, this is enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a fucking 7-disc Jeff Jarrett.
I have that one. Yeah, with the guitar. Yeah.
It was like, you're just trying to get rid of this goddamn thing.
Yeah. Nobody bought. Hey, he broke 1,000 guitars and never drew a dime, apparently, according to WWE.
Exactly. I will. You know what I just got this past week is another pro wrestling crate from Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yeah.
And it was like it was a gone but not forgotten, so I was kind of excited. Let me grab the thing here so I don't forget anything. I was really hoping I was going to get a Brian Pillman t-shirt. I got a Brian Pillman micro brawler, and I'm pretty disappointed about it. I got a Bruiser Brody shirt, which jacked me off. And I got I got a pretty cool Lowrider Eddie Guerrero t-shirt. I'm not going to complain about that one.
How much you pay for that?
They're like $30.
That's not good.
I got a lapel pin of Vader and his Mastodon sign. I got a sticker of Harley Race's ugly mug. I got it's like a little bouncy ball, and it's of like the Road Warriors, but they look nothing like the Road Warriors. They just look like some ugly dudes, which my dog is enjoying. I got the Gone But Not Forgotten Ladies of Wrestling DVD, which is apparently like just shoot interviews, which I haven't seen, but maybe I'll watch it at some point.
Might not be bad.
Yeah. It's got China on there and Sherry.
That should be good.
And then I did get an autographed 8x10 of New Jack.
Damn, that's actually a lot of stuff for $30. That's actually a pretty good deal.
It is.
Yeah,
I'm not that impressed with the stuff I got. I mean, the Eddie Guerrero shirt is pretty fucking cool, but I was gonna cancel, but the next box looks pretty cool, and they promise you like a John Moxley shirt in there, so I'm gonna take it. That'll probably be my last one.
What a letdown.
Oh, Goldberg. Sorry, WWE dude.
Yeah. What a disgrace.
What a Jordan disgrace.
Well, let's review this glorious show from tonight.
All right, and then you know what we forgot to talk about is some dream matches for Bryan Danielson and CM Punk in AEW, which we can talk at the end if it happens. But we're gonna kick off Fight for the Fallen. Was it night 2 tonight?
Yes.
All right.
Was it night 2? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it opened with the Survivor Series rules tag team match elimination. This was a shocker to me, and it should have made Goldberg happy because the right team won. That said, let me just be the first to say how fucking stupid it was to see the Elite come out dressed as. Were they dressed as the Monstars or the Toon Squad?
It looked like the Toon Squad. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even look like the heels.
Can we get the names of these? Who is it? Because I missed the first half of the match. When I tuned in, it was Adam Silver's nephew with Hangman against the three fucking clowns on the other team.
I know Evil Uno was in it. I saw Evil Uno pin Carl Anderson.
Who?
It's on right now if you have DirecTV. It's on the West Coast channel.
I can't give them another viewer. So Carl Anderson and Festus were in it.
Yeah, and Carl Anderson was pinned by Evil Uno, which
oh my God, he's done. Don't ever
it does
appear on
bother
TV
me
again.
that Kazarian couldn't beat Doc Gallows, but fucking Evil Uno was able to beat Carl Anderson.
So who pinned Festus?
I don't know.
I gotta look this up.
I watched it.
I'm watching it right now. I'll let you know. It's just the beginning, though.
And one of the dumbest things I saw, I may have ever seen in wrestling, was the Meltzer driver on the outside while Matt Jackson tried to dunk the little basketball on the hoop and missed horribly, both on the slam dunk and on the Meltzer driver.
Okay, here we go. Anderson pins Reynolds for the first elimination. Who the fuck is Reynolds?
Josh
Alex
Reynolds, wide receiver for the Titans now. It's Alex Reynolds, isn't it?
Yeah, he used to.
There we go.
I think he used to hang out with MJF at one point in House of Hardcore. That's all I know from that.
Stu Grayson and Gallows were counted out.
Okay, that's what happened to Festus.
And Grayson. So Uno pinned Anderson, and then Festus was counted out with Grayson.
All right.
And Omega pinned Uno. And I think that's when I jumped in.
And then we had 3-on-1.
God. I mean,
I cannot be. The Dark Order had no business winning this match, and so
but I can't be the only one who thought Hangman would pin all three of them.
What I thought was going to happen, because he had pinned Matt Jackson, I thought Omega's going to hit him with the belt and get disqualified, and then it'll come down to Nick Jackson against Hangman, and then Hangman would get the win.
That's what should have happened. Because I want your thoughts, both of you guys. Am I the only one who thinks that Omega and Hangman should not have touched each other in this match?
In a way, yes. That's how we used to do things back in the 80s, which was a lot better.
Omega should have, when they were in the ring and they were about to go at it, Omega should have done some heel shit where, like Scott Hall's fingers or some shit, like he was about to kick some ass, and then he should have tagged in one of the Bucks and not gotten in that ring with Hangman.
I don't mind a little bit of a scuffle, but yeah, they shouldn't have given as much as they did.
Like, he pinned him. So why do we need to see these two ever fight one-on-one? He just pinned him.
Well, it's the second time he's pinned him too, because
so they're done.
What was it, Full Gear last year?
You know what? We're gonna watch Monday Night Raw on Monday. Okay, WWE dude. And we're going to nitpick the hell out of it.
I got to be honest. I don't think I'm going to sit through a Monday Night Raw. So
Well, I was going to say, who's we? You got a turd in your pocket, Earls? I'm not.
I'm not. I don't think I could sit through I don't even know if it's 2 hours or 3 hours anymore. I think it's
So
2.
We can talk
so
about
you're
all the rematches and how many times people have wrestled each other.
I just think
Raw.
they're the best. I think they're the best of
20
the
in the
3.
last week.
And I'm giving me even saying 3 companies is giving Impact a lot of credit right now because it should be 2 companies. And to me, WWE, I'd rather watch the WWE guys fight than these teenagers that AEW trots out.
I thought you were like enjoying MLW too.
Yeah, but it's just not mainstream enough.
How can we enjoy MLW when the shit isn't even on the air anymore?
I think it is.
I know that I literally got a message from the fucking official Instagram page of MLW that said the new season and episodes are coming soon. I know they had tapings. I don't know if it's airing on BN or Bean or Bein or whatever the fuck the network's called.
Yeah.
I know they're gonna do kind of like a reality show in between here until they debut on Vice. I saw that news today, which maybe should be something we'd be covering on the show here. I'm excited to watch MLW.
As am I.
Well, I mean, Impact at least had shows throughout the pandemic.
They weren't good, but yes, you're right. They did have shows throughout the pandemic, and good for them. No one's saying MLW is going to pull higher ratings than Impact, Rolls.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying Goldberg's shot at not calling Impact a company.
No, I'm saying that they shouldn't even be in the conversation with top 3 when I say top 3 companies. It should just be top 2.
Well, we can throw New Japan in there.
No, we can't.
I mean, none of us watch it and ever will, but
it's 2 companies in my mind right now.
And same with me. Speaking of other companies,
wait a second though. Yeah. Pump the brakes.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to ask Hurls this question until the end of the show. But Hurls, you better think long and hard about which company you prefer. Put Impact aside because I want your answer at the end of the show. Between WWE and AEW.
All right.
Okay. All right.
What's next? What do we got next on this?
We had shit. What did we have second? Unfortunately, we had. I've got some venting to do. Santana and Ortiz losing to FTR. We had an injury during the match. Hurls had a goddamn blackout. I don't know. Axe or Smash. One of the two cut their arm open that wouldn't stop bleeding. The match ended abruptly, and it was just a miserable failure for something I was very looking forward to. And I continue to be disgusted and disappointed with the way that Santana and Ortiz are booked in All Elite Wrestling. So there you are, Goldberg. I will bitch and complain. It's fucking disgusting and stupid and pointless the way that Santana and Ortiz, who are, in my opinion, the first or second best tag team in the entire world today, job pretty much every single goddamn match that they have in AEW. The way that this was built and led up to, it should have been Santana and Ortiz defeating FTR tonight and ended up challenging the Young Bucks at the pay-per-view and being the team out of nowhere that comes up because they were supposed to be challenged and go back to their roots and dig deep and fucking beat this team to prove like, hey, we got our fucking edge and mojo back, and now we're going to take out the Young Bucks. And just extreme. I understand shit happens and injuries happen, but the wrong team was booked to win regardless of what happened in the match and how they had to improvise it. But it's just, I'm extremely disappointed and just flat out disgusted with the way this team is booked because they deserve a lot better than the way that they get booked. How's that?
I couldn't said it any better myself.
All right. We have anything to chime in before we go to the Fap and Hurls himself?
No. No. Go to the next match.
All right, Hurls, do you have a take on this?
I'm just saying, from where they were in Impact to where they are now, they just lost all their momentum. Like, I don't know. You want to talk about buried, Goldberg? You want to talk about buried? It's going to take a lot to get the Proud and Powerful back to where they were. I mean, yes, they're on a bigger platform now, but man, they lose all the time. It's kind of pathetic, actually.
It is. No, go ahead.
No, I just agree wholeheartedly. I mean, I don't think they're as buried as Moose, but yeah, they're. I mean, losing to the Revival is. I mean, it's at least respectable. But these guys have not been booked well since they came to AEW. They've just been thrown into groups. It's just
they lost to Jungle Boy and didn't they lose to Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus?
They did.
Okay, they see that I didn't know.
Okay,
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a while ago.
That's what got me to start.
They've also lost a Private Party.
I mean, to me, yeah, that is stupid. Definitely in our book, it's stupid. But by AEW rules, Jungle Boy is over and Luchasaurus is like a big guy. So by AEW rules, it passes the test.
Yeah, but Rich Swann's over then in Impact rules.
By who? Says who? Who? Who says?
I got nothing against Swann.
Where are the fans clamoring for Rich Swann? Jungle Boy gets a pop when he comes out.
Oh.
Yeah, his theme song gets
popping
a pop.
That is true, but who's popping for Rich Swann or his theme song?
Well,
Nobody.
I know Impact hasn't had fans in a while, but I guarantee you Rich Swann gets some pop.
By in a while, you mean like 8 years?
Now he's taking shots at you, Hurls.
That was fucked up.
I don't care. I got more in my gun.
You know, the thing is, I actually have been giving Impact a lot of credit the past 3 or 4 weeks. Let's see here. Are we moving past this match, gentlemen, on to the next segment?
Yes, let's go.
All right. We had Darby Allin with Sting and the Chicago announcement, and Darby laying out an open challenge, even if you think that you are the best in the world. Hint, hint. Can you feel it? It's the cult of personality. It's completely, whether it's happening or not, it's to try and tease CM Punk showing up and wrestling Darby Allin at the Chicago show, which I believe is August 23rd or something like that.
I think wasn't it going to be on Rampage, right? I
don't know. I mean, that'd be a huge debut for the Rampage show.
I thought that's what Shivani came out and said. Now is Rampage a weekly show, right? It's gonna be like Thunder.
Yeah, 1 hour weekly show on a Friday, which they can't expect to get any ratings because look how Dynamite did up against SmackDown on Fridays.
Well, they could try something new and maybe actually do a legit crossover, but heaven forbid TNT put anybody else. I still don't get that story, by the way. But anyways, I digress.
There was also a Britt Baker segment. I didn't really catch it too much. I know she was talking about Guy LaRose. I hope after that disaster of the match last week, I hope they never have another match between those two. The next match was Lance Archer against Takayushi with Haku with him. It was cool to see Haku, although he may be the most legendary absolute badass in the history of professional wrestling, real life badass. I always thought he was very boring in the ring and was never really a fan, but I'm a fan of hearing about him outside of the ring. Archer retains, and what's the name of that guy that challenged him? Or challenged the winner of this match?
Haku Jr.
Oh, Tanahashi?
Yeah, Tanahashi.
Tanahashi, yeah.
Was Tanahashi in Impact for a while? I can't remember.
Yes, he was. Is he the
Bone Soldier?
Probably about the same age as AJ Styles, probably around there, and they both had a lot of hype.
Okay. Now, Ishimori was the Bone Soldier, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tanahashi was years ago, right?
Yeah, he was 05-ish, 06.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. He's good.
Yeah, he's a big deal over there, isn't he? In New Japan now?
Yeah, he was. I think he was their world champion at least a few times. He's main evented Wrestle Kingdom a few times, quite a few times actually.
That's what I thought. So I mean, it's a big deal for those who know. But Lance Archer,
Another guy that we have to wonder who the hell he is.
that is true. I agree with Goldberg there. But he's a big deal to some. To people like us, no, he's not. But how about we give credit? Last week, Lance Archer finally got a huge victory for the first time.
Yeah, he's a guy they need to build up, like main event. I understand, like, it's very crowded up there with, Jungle Boy taking all the time, but they got to build up Archer. They got to build up. They're building up Miro finally. So I'm happy about that. But Archer needs to be.
This is the highest Archer will ever get on the AEW totem pole.
Probably. Can I say this real fast though? Like Lance Archer is one of the most improved wrestlers I've ever seen. Because Lance Hoyt sucked. He did, both in TNA and in WWE. And Lance Archer's pretty badass now.
Okay. What Lance Hoyt are we talking about? Are we talking about the one when he was with the Rockin' Rave infection? Yes, I agree. That one sucked.
And when he was with Kid Cash, he sucked.
He was okay. But
did they call him Dallas back then?
Yeah, he was Dallas.
Yeah. He
wasn't a bad muscle for Kid Cash. But he had a solo run in between there, and he had to, I want to say it was a hardcore match where he did the Van Terminator, or he did the cross, the ropes to rope. That was pretty impressive for a guy his size. So I don't know. He was improving even back then, but I think the Rock and Rave infection kind of put him back, and then I think he got released after that. So.
But I mean, he tend to have went over clean with ease tonight. It was nice to see Haku get a little bit of action in there. So that happened. Any takes on the match itself, guys?
The other guy's a little green, but I didn't like how they just kind of brought this guy out of nowhere. Ming's son.
No, Hurls, are you excited for Tanahashi against Lance Archer?
I think that could be a good match. Is that going to be broadcasted on AEW?
I'm assuming. I mean, who knows when, but
I like Tanahashi, so I think that could be a good match.
Goldberg, your take on everything?
Boring. I mean, we know these guys are not going to beat Archer. He just won the title. They're guys who are coming in for one match. So I don't like these one match guys. Not really interested.
But I could see him taking the title back to New Japan.
Nah, he's not going to lose it that quick. Well,
it's Lance Archer, sir.
I mean, it just doesn't interest me. I mean, I like proper build feuds, and this is just not this. It just, I can't get into a match that's just announced 1 week, and I'm supposed to like be interested in it the next week.
Well, speaking of proper builds, we then had Malachi Black attack Captain America himself, Cody Rhodes. I hate the fact that this match is going to be next week or the week after. It's one of the two. This should debut. This match should happen on a pay-per-view, in my opinion. Goldberg, we'll just go right back to you. Your thoughts and interest level on this?
You know what? Let Hurls go. I got to let my dog out real quick.
All right.
A second.
Hurls, you still there?
Yeah. I completely. I do not like how Cody Rhodes has booked himself as like the savior
of the world.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Malachi Black is interesting. I think his kicks are some of the most devastating. I mean, at least they look the most devastating in pro wrestling. So I will definitely be rooting for Malachi Black to win this. Hopefully he does, because I've kind of gotten sick and tired of Cody Rhodes, to be honest.
Yeah, I've grown a little bit tired of Cody Rhodes as well. Malachi Black should win this match. I haven't seen too much of this guy. I've heard great things about him for years. I think I watched him squash Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania once. I think that might be the gist of what I've seen. And maybe I'm thinking of the wrong guy, but I'm intrigued. He kind of looks like he's this. The eye thing is fucking stupid. Like you look like you have a disease.
Yeah.
It doesn't look badass. You look like you need to go see a doctor.
He should honestly just go back to how he came into WWE. Like it was kind of like a, gothic, I don't want to say vampires, but it was a little bit like a Gangrel type entrance. But yeah, he's very talented in the ring. The guy is like one of the most talented wrestlers.
What's up?
I mean, if he doesn't win the match, it would be another huge, stupid, waste of time mistake. If he doesn't beat Mr. America.
Yeah, I agree. I do think the dumbest thing though is not stretching this out for another 4 weeks and putting it on the pay-per-view September 5th, before having the first match. But I kind of feel like what will happen is they'll have this match, Malachi will win, and then they'll have some sort of gimmick match at the pay-per-view where Cody gets his win back and buries Malachi Black and saves America and racism. Cody Rhodes, amen. Any more on that before we move on to the next?
Good to move on.
All right, we had a 6-man tag. We had Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and the GOAT Christian Cage taking on Angelico and Private Potty. Right person went over. Christian Cage got the win, who is now lucky enough to be feuding with Braxton Sutter next from the looks of it, as Christian got punched with the fucking brass knuckles. Gentlemen, thoughts on this fucking doozy that didn't belong on the show?
When did Matt Hardy recruit Braxton Sutter? Did this just happen tonight, or was this beforehand?
He's been there for at least 2 months. The Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny have been part of the Matt Hardy stable for a couple months now.
Okay. Awful. They couldn't find anybody better for Christian to feud with than Braxton Sutter. I realize you can't be in a main profile match all the time, but I would think at least somebody better than the Blade.
Wait, you mean to tell me there's much bigger deals in the Blade? Goldberg, your take.
I'm sorry. I don't want my dog to bark. I'm gonna need like 2 minutes.
No problem, buddy. I'll take it from there. One thing that did make me happy during the match was the commentary by Jim Ross, who had mentioned that Hangman Page has to forfeit his number 1 contendership, and suggested and got at Christian Cage possibly moving up to become that number 1 contender for Kenny Omega. Some that they teased the first show after Christian's debut. Hurls, you got any excitement in that happening? Because you know I do.
I'm sorry. What Christian's going to be? He's going to be. I'm sorry, I missed the last part that you said.
So Jim Ross had mentioned that because Hangman had to forfeit his number 1 contendership, that Christian Cage is very close to being the number 1 contender.
Oh,
and
okay.
Kind of hinted at a possibility of Christian Cage being the guy to come in and be the number 1 contender next.
That would be great. I'm getting sick of the reign of terror of Omega. I don't hate Omega as much as Goldberg does, but I don't know. I think it's just getting kind of old now, and they're not doing anything to like freshen it up. So I wouldn't mind Christian taking the title from him. I don't see it happening, but
no, I don't either.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I'm going to say is whether it's Christian or Hangman that get the next title shot at the pay-per-view, and I honestly think they'll still find a way to make it Hangman. Omega's going to win because one or two people is going to be the ones that dethrone him for that belt, and I'm sure you can take a guess as to who they are.
Please no.
It's going to be CM Punk or Bryan Danielson. My guess would probably be Danielson.
Yeah, we think that, but I don't know. I mean, obviously the other names that they brought in are a little older than those two, but you also what about a guy like Braun Strowman? What if he comes in?
Yeah, I mean, there's rumors that WWE is going to try and bring him in. I thought Strowman would have been the main guy to come in and defeat Omega or Miro, assuming he actually ends up signing with AEW, which I think WWE is not going to let him go. I think they're tanking enough, and AEW is gaining enough momentum right now to where they're going to make sure they don't let Strowman go with CM Punk and Bryan Danielson and Aleister Black over there. That's my take.
That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of talent.
Yeah.
And then AEW is still trying to get Buddy Murphy too on top of that.
Yeah, there's rumors of that. There's rumors Impact is interested in him. There's rumors that he wants to come to AEW and Impact. We'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm. And there's one news story we forgot to mention. Kiera Hogan is no longer in Impact. Just wanted to because we didn't talk. We actually missed that story on Monday. I think we did, but I honestly I'm trying to think of the guy that AEW could build up that's like a homegrown star. But as of right now, there's only one guy that could do that, but he's not in the position, and that's MJF.
Yeah, that's true. I think MJF has to be the champion at some point soon.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. Then we had Julia Hart against Thunderosa, and what was kind of a stinker. I'm sure there's worse. I just don't think it. I think this match didn't deserve to be on the card because it was just pointless. Thunderosa going over, newly signed Thunderosa going over.
That's probably why. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I know we're gonna have disagreeing. We're not gonna have the same opinions here, but I just think like when you sign with a company, you should probably just fulfill your dates. I mean, she only had till the end of 2022 or the end of 2021, so it wasn't like she had that much longer with the NWA. And I understand the NWA is not a great company, and the fact that they didn't run shows for how long, I can get that. It can be pretty frustrating, but I mean, I don't know. I it's almost like I kind of feel bad for the little guy in this case. So, but it is a good move for AEW because they do need more women talent. Their women's division still needs a lot of work. So I think her bringing over there, that definitely helps. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Thunder Rosa, but Julia Hart, I think she's got a lot of potential. She's only like 19 or something like that. So if she can pick up her wrestling skills, she could be a star.
Yeah, I mean, she's got plenty of time to grow. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh,
go ahead.
No, you can go. You can move on.
All right. Only one last thing to cover, which was the main event. Nick Gage against Chris Jericho, the Painmaker. Which one he wants to start? I know Goldberg's going to rip to shreds and has stuff to say. So let's start with Hurls.
Oh gosh, Nick Gage, man, this guy, like he walks. I can't even he can't. Just him taking the move into the guardrail looked terrible. This guy has no athletic ability whatsoever. He thrives, and the only thing he can do is just hardcore junk spots, man. I just do not understand how a guy like him, maybe because he's so insane, he's got that New Jack factor to him, but wow, just wow. It's I don't think I've ever seen a guy who's been in the wrestling business and can't sell a move. I will say the pizza cutter spot where he got Jericho on the arm. I honestly don't know if that was supposed to happen from the way Jericho kind of reacted to it. Maybe it was, but I don't know. That was that I cringed at that. I didn't like that at all. The only spot that kind of looked cool was the glass, the Hurricane Rana on the glass. That was kind of cool, but I am not a fan of that style of wrestling. Death matches. I don't want to see people's blood all over the place. I don't know, but I am looking forward to the announcement that MJF made. But we can talk about that when we get there.
We'll close that out. Goldberg, your take on the match, if you want to call it that.
I just missed Hurls' take, and I want to know. Wait, did Hurls enjoy this match?
Did not sound like it.
Okay. I mean, was there a lot of action and mayhem in this match? Yeah, sure. But it's just hard for me to get around the fact that, I mean, I tuned in probably towards the end of this match. I'm going to assume it was towards the end of the match because I watched it. To get hit over the head, I mean, Jericho was being sliced with a block of, I don't even know what it was. He was being sliced on his forehead with the block. He got hit over the head with 3 fucking light bulbs. I mean, who is kicking out of that? Who in their right mind is kicking out of that in a legit fight? Nobody. It's so beyond believable. And I think Jericho's a fucking idiot for even doing this match. It's just so stupid and such a waste of time. Like, I'm okay with a hardcore match, but this is just debauchery. This is just stupid. This is not even a hardcore match. This is just a guy using weapons. Like, this is like illegal. This is like what's his fucking name? The kid that died when he was when he said he was a wrestler in ECW.
Mass Transit.
Mass Transit. This is like Mass Transit. Just stupid. It's not even a match at this point. It's just stupidity. And I'm not a fan of it. I like Carnage. I like Mayhem, but this was a bit much.
I don't like death matches. I think they're trash, and I think they're for trash people and trash wrestlers. Do I enjoy hardcore matches? Fuck yeah, I love it. This was it was, to quote Jim Cornette, outlaw mud show bullshit. Nick Gage is the epitome of outlaw mud show bullshit. Just beating each other with lights, and it was so, like, for one, Nick Gage seemed to just move and wrestle in slow motion. He was extremely slow out there. You can tell he doesn't know how to work a normal match, because there was a little bit of normal wrestling in this match, as Chris Jericho knows what he's doing. And Gage just looked lost out there because he just wasn't grabbing a bunch of shit and getting hit with it or hitting someone with it. I don't think I hope this is a one-off. This was one guy I never wanted to see in AEW, WWE, Impact, anywhere near anything other than some fat guy's bigger backyard. It was not good. It was probably worse than I expected, because I mean, good for Jericho for, taking what he did, getting cut with the fucking pizza cutter and the glass bump, and of course the light bulbs, but it was underwhelming, to say the least. And it just it disappointed, and I don't know what happened there, but it was sad to hear actually the MDK chants from the crowd. Seriously, you guys have to watch this guy's fucking Dark Side of the Ring, just to see how dumb and stupid of a human being he is, and also just how big of a shitbag he actually is, and the fan base behind it. But and clearly you see the fan base with that Cardona match, but it was disappointing. But Jericho got the win as we expected. He moves on to stage 3, where he has to win the match with a move off the top rope, and he is wrestling against the returning the Juice, Juventud Guerrera. I know everyone seems a little bit excited about this, including the AEW CW dude, but gentlemen, your thoughts? We'll go to Hurls.
I can't wait to see Hoovy come back and wrestle Jericho one more time. And those guys had some great matches, and it should be interesting to see what kind of shape Juventud Guerrera is. I believe he was actually he was in the crowd at like one of Impact's like 2 years ago, I want to say. But he didn't look that different. So I don't know. But I'm sure the guy still has something left in the tank. So I'm looking forward to it.
We'll go to Goldberg.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I feel like this is this whole angle with the 5 labors of love or whatever the fuck you call it, this whole thing, like, should have been done at the beginning. Like, Jericho and MJF have already gotten their hands on each other numerous times. So, like, this should all be leading up to Jericho finally getting his hands on MJF, but he already has gotten his hands on MJF. So, this whole thing has been done ass backwards, but I like the idea of Jericho having to go through these stupid fucking things to get to MJF. The first one was dumb with Sean Spears, but like, okay, I get like a hardcore match. You got to get through that, and now we got to get through, an old rival in Hoovy. Like, I'm cool with that. And I'm actually interested in what the last 2 are because these are interesting. So I like it. I want to see Hoovy, but I just think this should have been done at the beginning of the feud. And who the fuck knows what part of the feud we're even at now with this, like the way this has been booked. But
Yeah, it's a shocker, I guess. It'll be interesting to see how Juventud is. I don't know if that'll main event to the next show. I don't know if that's the Cody Rhodes and Malachi Black or not, but it'll be fun, I guess, to see Juventud come back and wrestle against old nemesis Jericho, the man who took his mask, if we remember right, in WCW years. So should be entertaining. Shit, I don't know, guys. Is that do we got anything else to add before we go?
yes, Hurls. I want your thoughts on this show overall, and do you prefer it over WWE?
So I didn't think it was that great of a show tonight. There's a few highlights for me. It was the Miro promo. I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the announcement of MJF that he said Hoovy's coming back. I didn't really care for many of the matches. Not saying they weren't good. I just didn't like the outcomes. I don't know. So if you're gonna ask me, do I enjoy AEW or WWE? I enjoy AEW more than WWE. Because you know why? I haven't watched WWE in a year.
Yeah, I was just gonna say maybe you should have to watch Raw on Monday. Thing is, I don't necessarily prefer Raw to AEW or WWE to AEW. I prefer grown men fighting for heavyweight titles. And RV, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I went over this with Hurls the other night. The potential card for SummerSlam, and to me, it shits on anything AEW can produce right now with these. I'm so sick of the Young Bucks. I'm so sick of Omega. Not in a heel way, in a way that they're just fucking clowns. They're not believable. And I think Edge against Roman Reigns and Goldberg against Lashley. I'm sorry, John Cena. Is it Cena against Reigns, right?
Yeah.
And Edge is fighting
Rollins.
right. Oh, see, someone watches WWE. Edge is fighting
I've just
Rollins,
seen it advertised.
and Goldberg fighting Lashley. To me, those 3 matches. And even you want to throw a women's match, Charlotte Flair being in a match, it's just so much better than anything AEW can come up with right now, focusing on Omega and the Bucks, who I'm just sick of. Just sick of them. So, RV, you don't think those are 3 decent matches?
Well, no, I'm not going to argue that. SummerSlam is a bit of a loaded card. I know Lashley and Goldberg is going to be shitty.
But if you compare, let's say
John
Lashley
Cena and Roman
wins,
Reigns, that's big. I'll be honest, John Cena against Roman Reigns is a big deal.
but do you see Lashley and Roman Reigns or John Cena on another level than Kenny Omega? Or do you pair them, you put them in the same category?
Oh, fuck. I mean, I don't know much about Roman Reigns or that. I mean, Cena.
Well, I'll tell you right now, he'd never wrestle in a thong. I can tell you that right now.
That's true. I mean, star power, no. Omega's not on the level of any of those three, Cena, Goldberg, or Roman Reigns.
But AEW will have you believe he is.
True. I mean, I like John Cena a lot more than I like Kenny Omega. I don't like Goldberg or Omega, but I like Omega more than Goldberg.
Well, you have bad taste. But let me ask you a question. One more question before we wrap this up. For each of you, if you could crown a champion AEW tomorrow, who would it be? Who would you put the title on?
MJF.
Pearls?
That's a tough one.
You're gonna say Lance Hoyt.
He'd be up there, but I'd go Pac.
Huh. So you'd pick a cruiserweight. Okay.
Yeah, he's a big cruiserweight. He's no small. He's about the same size as Jericho. Maybe a little smaller. But I like Pac.
Okay. So Pac and MJF. Huh. Fair enough. I'd pick Sting. So.
Yeah. Well, I could have said the Giant too, but.
Legitimately, though, I would have had this belt on MJF like a year ago. So.
I dropped off the call again, randomly, but I'm back.
I was agreeing with you. I would have had the belt on MJF a year ago.
That's what's up. That's what's good. Well, hopefully it happens sooner than later, but I have a feeling it's going to be a lot later.
It will be later.
It will.
Because this feud's going to last another 3 years. Jericho just won't let it go. He's going to ruin MJF as much as he can.
It's definitely going to go through September.
I would think probably past that too.
Maybe November, yeah.
Because Bound for Glory, he's still going to have the title at Bound for Glory. Well, I would think.
Well, I was talking about Omega and Jericho, MJF and Jericho.
Oh, I see. Okay, never mind.
Imagine if Hoovy won next week and the labors of love ended at 3.
We know it's going all 5, that's for sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's going to win. I mean, he's definitely going to win all 5.
Right.
Although, to their point, I definitely thought Hangman would win that match tonight. So.
Yeah, I did too. That was quite the shocker.
But it made no sense keeping one of the Bucks in it. I mean, at that point.
Right. Exactly.
But whatever. Their booking sucks. WWE's better, and I'm out.
Well, their booking sucks, but WWE's not better. The Heelcast is out. Anyone else left to chime in?
Enjoy your 10 Snicker commercials with R-Truth running after the 24/7 title Goldberg at SummerSlam. That's all I gotta say.
I don't watch the show.
All right, this is RV on behalf of Fap and Hurls and the WWE dude. Yeah. Check out the Heelcast that dropped earlier today, and check this one out when it comes out. And we'll see you next week.
Peace.